Hey, I'm Gianna, and I'm currently on a low buy, but there are a whole bunch of makeup products that have just been released that are catching my eye, and I need to summon some willpower to not buy them, so let's talk about why I don't need them and what I'm going to be using instead. Okay, first up, there's a new glow product on the market, and it's from Kosas. It's their Skin Illuminating Enhancer, and there has been a glut of this type of product on the market recently. I really don't think you need every single one. I own the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I feel like if you've been following beauty hype at all, you've probably picked it up as well because it's only $14. But between that and the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter that I also own, I think I'm good, and this is like a pretty easy skip for me. I actually like having both the e.l.f. Halo Glow and the Flawless Filter because the Halo Glow has a bit more coverage. It's just a little bit more pigmented. And so, like now, I can use it all over if I want just a hint of coverage. And the Flawless Filter gives a bit more of like a healthy glow on the high points. It just looks like you drink a lot of water. It's absolutely beautiful. And all of these products are 1 ounce, and the Kosas one is $38, the Charlotte Tilbury is $49, and the e.l.f. is $14. So you can really tell which one is the best bang for your buck. And I also did want to note that the Kosas one, I've been seeing in reviews that it has like silver glitter in it, and it seems especially noticeable after it dries down on the skin. And that's an immediate no-go for me. So this is an easy pass, but especially if that's something you're not too fond of, just wanted to call it out if you're thinking about getting it. Next are two kind of cream bronzer products. First is from Tower 28, their Sculptino Soft Matte Cream Contour / Bronzer. And then from Milk, there's a Sculpt Cream Contour Stick. So it was just the summer of cream bronzer, so I feel like myself and a lot of other people probably have enough cream bronzer that like they can't possibly get through before it goes bad and stinky. So personally, I, in good conscience, cannot buy this. It's just gonna join the pile of cream products that I have waiting to expire. This Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer alone is going to outlive me. But I do really like Tower 28 as a brand, so I was intrigued by this latest cream offering from them. I did have their first bronzer, but I decluttered it because it's just way too shiny and the deeper tones were so red. I was like, this isn't even in a good blush. It just had to go. But these are matte, so I thought, okay, I'm interested. But actually, the more I saw of this product, the less interested I was. After looking at some reviews, I saw people were saying that it actually pulls pretty warm, so they're not sure how this could be used as a contour product. But as a bronzer, I'm sure it'd be fine to pick up if you don't have any in your collection. It's $20, which I think is a pretty good price point, and I really like their cream formula. Their cream blushes are one of my favorite. They're super emollient, but they do kind of dry down and the pigment's good. I don't know. It's a really good formula, but I think I'm covered on cream bronzers. Not to say I don't get tempted. And other cream bronzers I have in my collection that do a perfectly good job are the e.l.f. Putty bronzers. And oh, I guess that's it. I guess that's really all I need. Between that and the Charlotte Tilbury, I'm bronzed for the rest of my life. But moving on to the contour part though, I have the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, that guy, and I have the M Cosmetics cream contour stick in Pangea, which is a pretty deep contour. And I just don't feel like I need any more. I kind of have like a little bubble cheek going on. There's only so much contouring that I can do without it looking ridiculous. So I think I'm just set in that department. It's just something that always catches my eye because I do love cream products. I think I'd only be tempted by the Milk one because it has contour shades that I haven't seen before, especially the deeper tones. So if you're someone who wants to try a cream contour but hasn't found a shade that works with your skin tone, I feel like this would be promising. Also, sidebar, but it looks like we're seeing a resurgence of this early 2000s like super skinny beauty standard. And I'm curious if that means we're gonna be seeing even more cream contour, like super sculpted Skeletor looks this year. Which, I mean, I guess it's nice if you can use makeup to kind of play in that area, but I'm not super excited about what that means for culture and beauty. I really liked the kind of like fullness that we were embracing, but that's a topic for another day. Okay, next up is this gorgeous highlighter from Westman Atelier. It's their Lit Up Glow Stick Highlighter in a limited edition shade that is now permanent called Parla. This brand exudes fine luxury, so I really thought that I could not afford this, but they're actually in pretty similar pricing to Charlotte Tilbury, who is expensive, don't get me wrong, but she's not like Gucci. I had been wanting to buy a glossy highlighter similar to Halo Scope from Glossier, and I was looking at the Merit Beauty one, but then I heard really good things about this Flower Beauty highlighter. This is their Day Glow one in the shade Ablaze, and it's a golden one, kind of similar to Topaz from Glossier. And so I picked this up instead before my no-buy started. And I do like it, but now of course I'm drawn to this Westman Atelier one because it looks like such a beautiful nude gloss, which is a gap that I have in my collection. And it seems like something that would work year round. The real kicker is that they had it on a brown skin model in the campaign, and it looks so beautiful on her, not icy at all. So I was just like, dang it. They really got me with that one. I just don't know if I need it, because if I want a more champagne highlight, I do have this one from Say, their glowy super gel in Star Glow, and there's still quite a bit left, so I don't think I can justify that at the moment. But it does look really beautiful, and if someone wanted to get it for me as a gift, that'd be okay with me. Okay, next up are the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wands. And I have so many Charlotte Tilbury products. I know that I hate this applicator, but it still just got my attention because these shades look so pretty. There are only 4 of them, but it's a really nice variety of like plums and reds and coral and a pink. And that just really caught my eye in the marketing of it all. But it is just beyond unnecessary for me. Cream and liquid blushes are the largest category in my makeup collection. And I just added 4 ones before my no-buy started, so I really cannot justify it. Okay, but as I was talking about those shades, I realized I own like the same assortment in the Rare Beauty blushes. Like, I don't need those. These are the same thing. Also, based on reviews that I've seen, it looks like the Charlotte Tilbury one really needs to be built up to be seen, and this was coming from like a fair skin reviewer, so I was like, if she needs two layers, then I don't know, how many do I need? Half the tube? So that kind of ruled it out for me as well. And I don't think I'll pick them up even after my no-buy. Because let's be honest, the hype will have died down, there'll be something new. You just have to wait it out. Okay, the next products on my radar are the Haus Labs Color Fuse Blush and Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder, and it's in this matte, kind of colorful blush formulation. This is especially irksome to me because I've heard only good things about these brands and their formulas, including these new launches, and I freaking love blush, so this would be the perfect opportunity for me to try out these brands, but I just have enough blush. I really do. I really do. I try and convince myself. These shades are so gorgeous though, and I'm most interested in trying Hibiscus Haze from Haus Labs and Jubilee from Danessa Myricks. I'm still looking for my perfect everyday blush, so these kind of look like they could be contenders. Instead, I'm going to use this Sephora Collection blush, and this is in the shade 06 Tiger Lily. I really wanted to get this because I like that I could use the rust or orange shade individually or mix them up together. And I'd heard only good things about this formula, and I don't have a ton of matte blushes. But you know, I still haven't really used it, so that's just another point why I do not need any more blushes. I need to use the ones I have. That's all there is to it. That being said, since these are powders, I may still pick one up in the spring if I'm still interested. I'm just very wary of creams right now because they just expire so much faster, but powders have a really good shelf life, so I feel like I can be a little more liberal with my purchasing there. Okay, these Urban Decay mini eyeshadow palettes, they just came out with 2 new ones. I think they have 3 currently. They're really appealing to me because they're so travel friendly and small, and it looks like you might actually be able to use them up. But when you look a little closer, at least for me, I see that shade on the left of both of them and I'm like, I'm never gonna use this. I don't know why they stick this bone shade in freaking every single one of their palettes, I feel. But also, I know this palette is about to be $35 freaking, which doesn't make any sense at all. Also, I swatched the half-baked one of the mini palettes that they currently have. I swatched it at Ulta, and you know those testers, you know, they've been through hell. But the formula still felt so dry and musty, and I didn't like it at all. So I really can't push that physical experience I've had aside just because I'm being swayed by this like pretty blue and pink pops of color that I know I'm not gonna use. And instead of buying that, I'm gonna use any of the dozen eyeshadow palettes I own and just don't freaking use. I'm really guilty of just throwing a bronzer in my crease and like a single shadow and calling it a day, but I really want to get more adventurous with my palettes, which does not mean buying more palettes. Colourpop just released their Jelly Mud shadows in a bunch of beautiful colors, including some multi-dimensional neutrals. They even updated the formula, and they promise, bestie, it's not gonna dry out. Wink. And I don't believe that for a second. I've just been down this road before. I bought them when they were first released, and they dried out so fast. And I know that you can revive them with like eye drops, but I also know I'm not gonna do that. So there's no point in buying them. I'm just gonna use my super stock shadows instead. I have too many single shadows to justify adding more that are likely going to dry out. And if I do want that wet and budge-proof look, I'll take the extra time, if I have the energy, and use setting spray or Duraline on one of my super shock shadows. The last product that caught my eye was the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip. I mean, that name is just like, you gotta turn your head. But I was looking at reviews and a lot of people are saying that it's more gloss than oil. So immediately I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm full up on glosses. But even if it was a true like gloss oil hybrid, I'd still give it a pass because between my Bobbi Brown crushed oil infused gloss, I freaking love this thing. It's so plush on the lips. And my new Peri Para Ink Mood Glowy tints, these are amazing as well, and they leave a slight stain behind. Like, I'm just covered. These are all the shades that I need. I don't need to be swayed. Even if something's drugstore pricing, that doesn't mean that I need to buy it just because it's new. I know it's easier to justify, but it's still like taking up physical space in my collection. That's what I'm trying to keep in my head. I think I'm gonna use this one today. All of these are such plush and hydrating and non-sticky glosses. I just feel like I found my holy grails, and it would take something really special. Like if it was like, you'll never have scales on your lips again, then sure, take my money, but I feel like okay at the moment. Okay, I feel like I've successfully talked myself out of these products. I'm just gonna finish up my makeup and chat to y'all. I will say the powder blushes are still tickling my brain, but I'm definitely not gonna break my no buy for them. There are just so many new products released every week, and it feels like you have to be a part of that hype wave and get something right when it comes out. And I totally get it. Like, we're only human. It's really hard to resist. But if you're trying to be more mindful of your spending, I urge you to find creators who review products honestly and without paid incentives or filters. I'll link some of my favorites below, and also some beauty communities that help me make these informed purchases by providing realistic swatches. Shout out Tim Talia, and also reviews from non-content creator beauty lovers. I think it's important to get a wide range of perspectives so that you can make the best decision for you and your wallet. I know I hate buying a product and then being disappointed with it when I'm like, oh, but it looks so good in this filtered video. I don't really like returning beauty products once I've already used them, so I really just want that first buy to really stick, and so I do a ton of research. And if you want more honest opinions from me on reviewing products, because I know I don't have the most money to just go and buy and review everything, but I like to talk about products in my collection and pros and cons. So I would check out my blush collection declutter video. I go through all the blushes in my collection, talk about what I like and don't like, and really go into depth about why I'm getting rid of certain ones. And there are lots of swatches. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Let's talk about what makeup we're not buying. If you want to be talked out of something, drop the product in the comments and we'll chat about it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon, okay?